What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 7. And the episode is titled, hell, I don't know what the name of the episode is titled. What the hell is the name of the episode? That's What Friends Are For. I guess if you want to say that. Now, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then I'm going to need you guys to do me a big favor and stop taking me out on this date and have me pay for it at the end of it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn your notifications on, you guys, share the video, and you guys, with that out the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Ready to Love, shall we? All right, you guys, so we start the episode up, and it's the ladies' week this time. So the ladies are going to be sending one of the men home this week. So they in the ladies' lounge. I will say in this episode that Tommy was not as animated as he normally is. But this week, Tommy wants the ladies to introduce the men to some of their really good friends. The friends who will give them the real and won't sugar-coated, candy-coated, or any kind of coat with them, right? So they are introducing them, and at the end of the week, the ladies are going to come back to Tommy, and they're going to discuss who is not ready to love, right? All right, you guys, so we got that. Here we go once again. Tommy said that we're at the halfway point. We're right over the hump, and we're at the halfway point. I'm still kind of confused how we're at the halfway point. I'm still kind of confused. How are we at the halfway point? But okay. I guess if you say so. So, like I said, the ladies are going to be taking the guys to meet some of their friends, right? So the first person that we see that is going to be introducing people to her friends, it's Zadia. So she has her friends meeting up with Naeem. I was like, I did not know that Zadia and Naeem had a connection. I can't even tell you guys who I thought Zadia had a connection with. But I can damn sure tell you I didn't think it was Naeem. Maybe it was and I just didn't remember it. So she has two of her friends there, right? So her guy friend asked Naeem, you're in your 40s, right? I was like, well, damn. Just throw the man's age out there. Why don't you, right? So he asked Naeem, why is he single? Honestly, when Naeem was giving cookie cutter answers, just answers just to suffice them, just to get past whatever questions they were asking, right? They asked him what was he looking for. Once again, these answers were just surface level. Like, okay, can we go a little bit deeper into, when you ask me, why am I single at 40? Well, I've dated, at 40, yes, I've dated around, but I've never found a person that, made me feel complete, made me feel whole, stuff like that. But nope, he didn't give no answers like that. So, okay. So then we cut over to Sabrina. So Sabrina got her friends meeting two of her connections. I'm like, two connections? Okay. I was just confused by how many friends she had. She had a guy, one man, and I believe it was it 4 women? I think it was like 5 people total here. I was like, girl, I don't even know if I have a good amount of friends, but as far as best friends, no, not that many. I have 3 best friends, but not 5. Definitely not 5, right? So the first person that Sabrina's friends are meeting is Mr. Walter, right? So Walter comes in. They ask Walter what brought him to DC. He came there on an a scholarship for school, right? They were like, oh, girl, he's smart. I'm like, oh, girl, you like money, don't you? No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm really not. So we find out that Zadia's friends, they kind of like Naeem. I was like, he didn't give you much, but okay, I guess, right? If you say so, right? Sabrina's friends like Walter. They asked him about his connections with anybody there. He said his strongest connection is with her. I was like, really? I'm like, are y'all playing games with me? Because it really feels like we're playing a big game of Confuse the Goose, right? Because yeah, okay, let's go on that one, right? So then the second person that Sabrina wants her friends to meet is Sean, right? So This scene, I will be honest with you guys, I did not like it because of the way Sabrina set this scene up. So Sabrina set this scene up. You guys remember in the last episode that we got 2 weeks ago, you remember that they went on that date and they were talking about children, right? And the fact that he was like, what he said was he likes Sabrina, right? But what it is he doesn't want to date Sabrina, and then a few months down the line, he realizes, hey, I still want kids, and he doesn't want to hurt her. So she brought up that conversation, but she didn't bring up the context in which they had that conversation. And it's still interesting to me that she said she had red flags with him, but girl, you didn't have red flags with a man that got 3 kids with 3 different women? Now that's a red flag right there. That is a red flag right there for me. I'd be like, you got 3 kids, 3 different women. How are you in your kids' lives? Because you got to go to 3 different households. But that ain't got nothing to do with me, right? So then her friends come in. He come in. He just waved to the friends. He didn't go up to each of them and hug them or nothing. So they asked him a question about, is he a provider? I can pay a bill or 2, or hopefully all the bills. I'm like, ooh, you shouldn't have led with that. You should have said, hopefully, you should have said, I'm an excellent provider. Whatever she and her daughter need, I got her. Even if that's a bold-faced lie. Lie your way through it, right? So then they bring up, they asked him what he liked about her, what he's looking for. He gave the answers, right? He want a woman at, in touch with her feminine wiles. Basically a Claire Huxtable. Can I get an amen? No, sir, you can't. So then they ask him about the comment that he made on the last date, right? And I really wanted Sean to just come out right away and just say what it was, but he didn't. He kind of hemmed and hawed over it, right? He was like he wanted to be upfront and honest, which being upfront and honest with Sabrina would be to say, hey, I want kids, and that's a deal breaker for me, right? Like, I like you, but unfortunately, I know for me in my life that I want kids. That's what he should have said, but unfortunately, he didn't say that. But eventually he did tell her friends that. I'm like, you should have led with that one in the first place, but you didn't. All right, you guys, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about Camille. I'm shocked like hell that Camille even has any friends, keeping it 100% honest with you guys. But then when you look at Camille's friends, I'm like, her friends are exactly like her. Then she has a group of friends, mostly women, and one man. And the man was gay. And I was like, ooh, he'll like Cornelius. They'll get along very well. I was really hoping in this thing that her friend would clock that, but guess not. Whatever. So Cornelius comes in with gifts. Then he sits down and her male friend says, do you love Camille? What? Does he love her? He don't even know this psycho. But the funny thing that I noticed, Cornelius was all smiles. When that man asked him, was he in love with her? You could see all of his teeth. I was like, oh, Cornelius his face done lit up. Girl, you might have to worry about losing your man to your best friend, your homeboy. So then her friends, he flips it on her friends and asks them a question about her. And they tell him, basically, she's a runaway bride and she has commitment issues. Is that what they said? Commitment? Obviously so, right? If the helper done ran away from. How many times has Camille been engaged? Who would want to get engaged to Camille is the question. And that's the real question. Who in a right mind would say, let me propose to this woman with these facial expressions and this overbearing. She's overbearing. She's overbearing and she's rude as fuck. Who would want to be with that? But hey, somebody likes it. It just wouldn't be me. Move over to Sydney, right? So Sydney has Frank meeting with her friend, one of her good friends, and her gay husband. Her words, not mine, Dallas. And then we see Mamin, right? So Mamin is having her friends meet up with two guys. And Mamin's friend has been married for 24 years. So Mamin is basically just trying to, pick her friend's ears, see what her friend like. Now here's the thing with Mamin. The connections that Mamin has. How is she coming up with these connections? I did not know she had a connection with Dante, and I damn sure she did not know she had a connection with Walter. I was like, oh, so now that what's his name is gone, Corey is gone, I guess you just had to say, hey, I went on a date with you once before, and I went on a date with you once before, so hey, we have a connection with each other. This season is giving very much struggle bus to me. Very much struggle bus. I just don't really see it for anybody, honestly. I just really don't see it for them. I'm not. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because none of these people nah. Now, once again, ain't nothing wrong with having, kids, right? I'm just still stuck on the fact that Dante has kids with 3 different women. So, I'm hoping that you're done with having kids. Or if you do want more kids, go have kids with one of the 3 women that you have kids with. So that way, you don't have to go between a 4th household. Yeah, it would be a no for me. It would be a hard ass no for me. The hardest no for me. Now here's the thing that I'm trying to understand why we ask these questions, right? So we move over there where Frank is, right? So Dallas asked Frank about his last relationship and why did it end, right? They were on different pages, I guess. But the question that I have is, why do we care so much about what happened? Why do we care about, the one question is, why do we care about when your last relationship was? That's the big question. I don't care about your last relationship. Only thing that I care about with your last relationship is that you weren't abusive, that it didn't end with, unliving somebody. Those are the only things that I would really significantly care about. Other than that, I don't want to meet the person. I don't want to know the person's name. I don't want to see pictures of the person. I don't want to know anything about that person. But hey, so then they asked Frank some more questions. Frank's answers, even the friends after the date was over with, they said that they were basically very, pageant answers, which they were. I'd be looking at Frank's lips and teeth. Well, not his teeth, his gums. His gums and his lips. I don't know why his lips are so white. His lips are hella white. Look like Frank just dipped his face in a whole bag of powdered sugar. I mean, damn, it's just like you just dumped your face into a whole bag of powdered sugar and it just got on your lips. Only on your lips, right? So, you guys remember I told you that, now we're moving back over to, what's this girl name? Mamin. So, you guys remember I told you Mamin had her friends meeting 2 guys, right? So, Dante is sitting there and then Walter walks in. A little uncomfortable. I'm just still trying to figure out when the hell did Mamin make a connection with Walter and Dante. I didn't know it. But, I mean, I guess it happens. And it happened. Yeah, this season, the only good thing about this season is the theme song. And the theme song, we hear it every season. These people just are not giving me ready to love. These people are giving me ready to get social media, get followers on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that, so that they can, get these, so they can be influencers. That is what this is giving me. It's giving me that these people want to be social media influencers. That's all it's giving. That's all it's giving. So we're gonna move on and we're gonna talk about Phil. So Phil was Mr. Popular in this episode. Even the producers asked him, like, you were very popular this week. So and I was trying to figure out, why did the producers ask him, why did the producers do that? Say he was popular. Hell, the reason he was so popular is because he went out on 3 dates. He met Aisha's friends, he met Tassia's friends, And he met Shiloh's friends. The one thing I noticed in this scene with him, he was consistent about, kids, except for, I don't think Aisha's friends asked him about kids. But I do know that Tasia's friends asked him about kids. I know Tasia's kids asked him about friends because she said she wanted 3 kids. He was like, 3? And she's like, yeah, we can, she's like, yeah, we can just say the other 2 are mistakes. Okay. So now here's the one thing, and I think I was in this scene, I was like, is he playing games, right? Because he kept saying they kept asking, the one question that kept coming up with each woman was about their connection. Does he have a strong connection with them? And he said, yes. He said a strong connection to just about each and every one. Actually, he said a strong connection to every one of them. There was one that I was confused about. Tasia. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So he said he had a strong connection to Tasia. And I was even confused when I saw Tasia go out on a date with him. I'm like, Tasia. Anytime we see the men, anytime it's the week of the men eliminating, I don't see any men go out on a date with Tasia. I have not, in the last few episodes, where the men have sent someone home. I haven't saw anyone go out on a date with Tasia. Because for a while, Tasia was in the bottom 2 of every man. So I'm like, how did Tasia? See, here we go again. This is why I think that I just don't really believe that these people are there for love. Like, I wonder how many of these people, because if you guys don't know, like when it comes to casting or these reality shows, yes, there are people who literally audition for these shows, but then there are also, there's scouts. They go out to like bars and whatnot. And I actually feel like that's what happened with this season. I feel like this season might be a season of recruits. I think that this season might literally just be a season of recruits because I just don't get a genuine vibe from really anyone on this cast. Like if you guys go look at Cornelius's Instagram, he wants to be an actor. Go look at his Instagram. Like I think a lot of these people were there just for some fame. I just don't get a genuine vibe from anybody. I really don't. But hey, please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below because I really would like to get you guys' input on that. So let me know. So then we move over and we see the ladies back in the lounge with Tommy, right? So they're all talking about their dates. Sabrina's talking about, how her friends like Walter. But when it came down to Sean, it felt like he was, basically target practice, basically, right? Then, Tasia, Aisha, and Shiloh, they talk about the fact that they all went out on a date with Phil, right? Tasia was feeling some type of way. Aisha wasn't, because Aisha's like, I told him, go out there and try to make some other, go out. You need to go out there and make other connections. And she compared it to basically a rubber band. Stretch yourself, right? If it pops back into place, cool. If not, it'll break apart. And that'll let her know what's up, right? Now, when she said that, there's literally nothing wrong with it, right? I don't see anything wrong with that. I think somebody, now I don't forget who it was that said that, at this point they need to tighten up, right? But okay. So then they talk about who they don't like, who they're not having a connection with, right? So 3 names came up. Sean, Frank, and Cornelius. Why did they say Cornelius? Because here go Camille. Like, Camille, are you having a stroke, baby? Do we need to call a medic for you because you look like you're about to have a stroke on us? Don't do that. Don't have a stroke. And I don't know why Camille was even doing that because all the women said, girl, why are you doing this? Because you are the only one that has a connection with that man. And quiet as it's kept, Zadia said he's not even sure if he has a connection with her. He doesn't. Let's keep it real. He does not have a connection with Camille. I've already gave you guys my feelings about that. And you guys know what it is. So Tommy told the ladies, hey, at this point, you guys need to take out 2 of the men on a date and let one of them go. So that's what they're going to do. Now, after Tommy left, things got a little bit interesting because Zadia got in her. I don't know what got into Zadia. I was really confused, right? Because I don't know who said tighten up, but Zadia got in her feelings with Aisha, right? Because Aisha was talking about Zadia has a list. She's like, I don't have a list. I have 2 people. Well, ma'am, 2 people, that's a list, baby. If you have 1, that's not a list. But when you add something else, like my notes, that's a list. That is a list of things to talk about, literally. So I don't know what Zadia was in her feelings about. Then she got into it with Sydney. I'm like, where is this coming from? I was thoroughly confused with Zadia. Zadia made absolutely no sense to me in this episode. I was just like, why is she coming at the lady so... I mean, she was just like a Brillo pad coming at the ladies, right? So then we see the elimination date, right? Now, Cornelius, of all people, should have knew that this was an elimination date. You are out on a date with Zadia. You know damn well you ain't had no connections with Zadia. So you should have figured that out right away. So Sean is having a date with Tasia. Now, Sean might not have put 2 and 2 together, right? Because him and Zadia had gone, not him and Zadia, but him and Tasia, they had gone out on a date with each other, right? So ultimately, the ladies decided that Sean is not ready to love because they feel like Sean has detached from the process, which he admitted that he's detached, and you could actually see it. It was very visible. I think it was really after that date with Sabrina and her friends, and I actually really felt bad for him with that date because Sabrina didn't give them the full context of that conversation that they had with each other, right? So yeah, the lady sent Sean home, and I'm just like, at this point, this has got to be a joke, right? Why do y'all keep? Why? It's got to be a reason that y'all are keeping Camille and Cornelius around. They don't have connections with anybody. I'm hoping Camille goes home next week because she has no connections with anyone outside of Cornelius. She won't open herself up. She looks like a true, total nutcase. But hey, it is what it is. You guys, please let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video, and until the next one, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. All right, you guys, that is it. Bye, guys.